So.
All right, well, I'm Ennie, and she's Kendra.
Hi.
And we're the founders of Obebe Organic. I'll just go with, a little bit of our backgrounds. I went to business school in Montreal. I worked in apparel fashion for a little bit in Montreal, and then I moved to Hong Kong. I did a lot of public relations, marketing, and moved out here in the Bay Area where I worked at startups and then mostly in nonprofits, and then before I started this. And then I met Kendra.
Yeah, so we met through a mutual friend at an event, and Ennie had just kind of embarked upon the journey of shifting from doing women's apparel into baby. And in a past life, I was an infant toddler teacher, so I actually worked with young children for about 4 years. And while I was doing that, I had started a nutrition education program, and that got me into the food space. So I was working on developing organic food products for retailers like Costco, Safeway, Whole Foods. And we were talking about kind of Ennie's idea and vision for what you see right here, which is organic baby clothing, so something that's better for the environment, that's beautifully designed, and obviously marketed to babies. And we just felt like we would be a great team, and here we are.
Yeah, sorry, a little backtrack on how I came up with the ideas. I was going to a lot of baby showers, and a lot of the products I didn't feel were beautifully packaged, and I wanted to tie in a social mission to it because I'm involved with the Bring Me a Book Foundation to support early childhood literacy. So I just kind of combined the two, and here we are today.
Yeah.
And so just a little bit about what we're going to discuss today. So we went through, how we started Obebe Organic. We're going to show you a video that we used for our crowdfunding campaign, and go through a couple of case studies that's been really successful at what they've been doing. And then we'll do a short group exercise and then a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I think, yeah. So Obebe is an organic baby brand. We do primarily organic cotton products, and we also do have some toys that are natural products. So maple wood is an example of one of those. And we try to build sustainability into our business model and also our products as much as we can. And it says here that we're centered around story. So that's really where we feel like we differentiate ourselves from a lot of the other organic baby companies, because there's tons of baby brands out there and apparel companies, but what we're trying to do is create a story instead of just a product. So our story is centered around making the world a better place, and we do that through building sustainability and organics into our products, but also the characters, which is this mouse here. He goes on adventures throughout the world, making a better place with his friends. So I know you guys were talking about American Girl earlier. That's kind of some part of the vision that we have in mind, of creating products that also have a story that are relevant to children and both their parents. And we're a startup, so we're a new company. We've been around for a year now, so we are kind of in this product development cycle, launching into sales this fall. And yeah, we can talk more about crowdfunding after we show you the video if you guys are interested. And that's kind of how we got our first boost. And storytellers, educators, and connectors. So part of the storytelling piece is just our story as founders, the Obebe story, what our products are about, what they mean, how they're different, and then the story of the mouse. Educators, again, like a lot of our customers are more of an educated consumer. They are looking for organic pieces, but there are some people who are not sure, like, what does organic clothing mean? Most people are familiar with organic food. We eat it, we put it in our bodies, but why does organic clothing matter? And so that's a big part of what we do, is just try to share how that impacts our environment, our children, our families, and the overall supply chain. And connectors, so we work with a lot of amazing collaborators. So it's not just us, like, we're the founders of the company. We have 2 Academy of Art students that are working with us, but our team really is way beyond that. We work with amazing illustrators, like you see on this box. We work with all sorts of other brands doing different collaborations, and we wouldn't really be a company without connecting to other people in the space who are also doing what we are trying to do. And yeah, so our products are natural and organic baby gifts, and that's another piece that kind of differentiates us, is we're looking at making products that are not just sold to moms. So anybody can buy a baby product. I'm sure some of you have nieces and nephews, friends who are having babies. We actually have a lot of men who buy our products because they're starting to go to baby showers now and they're not sure what to get. So we're designing everything in mind of it being a gift and not just like the straight up onesie that you put under your clothes that is more of a commodity. And we also are really passionate about early literacy. And I'll let Ennie talk about that because she's more involved with the Bring Me a Book Foundation.
So the Bring Me a Book Foundation have been around for about 20 years now, and they're based out in Redwood Shores. And so they distribute books to underserved communities and between the age of 0 to 8. And so they curate a list of books that helps the students and children to basically improve their literacy. And so some of the problems in underserved communities is that they don't have the age-appropriate books in the language that's suitable for the parents. Some of the parents work like 2-3 jobs and don't have time to read to the kids. And it's statistically proven that the more you read to your kids, the better foundation they have. So that's essentially what they do. And both Kendra and I are extremely passionate about it. So that's why we wanted to tie it in directly with our product, because I sat on the board, I still sit on the board, I did fundraising for them, so I wanted to do, create a for-profit company and bring awareness to early childhood literacy also.
Yeah, and when we get to the case studies, we'll talk more about how businesses can actually have a huge impact, sometimes more than a nonprofit. And then, fostering connection between parents and the community. So a big part of, at least to us, like selling a product and doing it well, like the space can be crowded, especially in apparel. And what really can put you ahead of other companies or just make you more successful and help you get better feedback is by having a community. So a big part of our thought process in planning is fostering community between parents and the greater community around them. So companies and organizations like Bring Me a Book, who are providing books for children and their families, schools as partners. It goes to having mommy groups and different places where parents can connect and discuss. For a while we were doing photo shoots, we needed baby models. So we created a group of moms who were interested in their children being baby models, and they were able to give each other feedback, kind of teach each other how to get their children into modeling, ways to keep it safe, because there are you do need to know where the pictures are going and if the baby's name is on it. And so in that way we created a community around Obebe Organic, but there was also a community beyond us. And I think we really try to connect with that and help foster that. All you?
All right, so we talked a little bit about, our mission and essentially working with the Bring Me a Book Foundation. So we provide 10% of profits to the Bring Me a Book Foundation, and we're also GOTS certified, which is, I don't know if some of you are familiar with it. Do you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah, so back to what I was saying about organic food. So a lot of times you have a USDA stamp on food that's telling you that the food came from organic farms. GOTS certified is very similar. It tracks the entire supply chain. So the cotton has to be grown organically from an organic farm, and then it goes to processing. With cotton, processing is the main differentiator for an organic product, because you can have organically grown cotton that's not processed organically, and it really is not in any way the same. So organic processing uses an enzyme process instead of a chemical process. It uses less water, and the dyes that are used on the fabrics are also low impact. They're more biodynamic, they're safer, use less of them, less toxic. So
you'll see a little bit more in our crowdfunding video.
So GOTS is the certifying agency that tells us and tells the customer that the products were made organically through the full supply chain. And it also has a clause for safety standards within factories, so that we know the factory workers are treated safely and given conditions that are not exposing them to harsh chemicals.
Sorry.
Which matters also for babies too, because a lot of factory workers are women. A lot of them have small children at home or are often pregnant. So it's really important to us that we use clean and safe processing, manufacturing.
Looks crazy right now, but promise it'll be worth. Oh no, where did it go?
And yeah, so we'll show you our video. It does a better job of explaining than we can. We want to tell you a story about something so important that we're pouring all of our time, resources, and energy into making our story a reality. It impacts our lives, the world we live in, and our kids' futures. In a world where non-organic cotton reigned supreme, there was a little company that wanted to make organic baby clothes.
Hold on. Stop the thing. Hold on. Here. What's all this talk about organic baby clothes? I mean, who needs organic baby? What's wrong with my regular baby clothes? As a skeptic mouse dad, why would my mouse wife and I go buy organic baby clothes for our mouse babies?
Well, have you ever wondered where your regular clothes come from or how they are made?
No.
Are you aware that the pesticides used in the production of conventional cotton are harmful to the farmers, the environment, and your baby? And what about the gallons of polluted water produced while converting raw cotton into fabric? Also, consider the carbon footprint required to make those clothes.
Really? Global warming?
Hey, we all need to do our part, and that includes you.
Okay. Tell me more about your magical organic baby clothes.
Well, they're not magic. They're just responsibly, passionately, and thoughtfully produced. Obebe cotton uses 2 tons less carbon dioxide than other methods. Our cotton doesn't use any of those nasty chemical pesticides and uses 60% less water. This fabric protects your baby's skin, and only the best will do. Your little ones will feel the difference.
Wow. Those clothes are pretty cute, too.
And there's more to this story than just organic baby clothes.
Really? What other organic concoction do you have up your sleeve?
It's actually a story about a little mouse family. Despite their situation, the family could escape to a world of imagination and learning by reading quality storybooks. Many families do not have the resources to help their children learn to read, which puts them at a disadvantage in life. Through Obebe's partnership with the Bring Me a Book Foundation, children in need are provided with books that help strengthen their language and literacy skills, which provides hope and an opportunity to thrive, paving the way to a brighter future.
Okay, you got me. I mean, organic baby clothes and supporting early childhood literacy? I mean, I'm all about organic children reading hand-picked brain-fueling books. It's an organic miracle. I'm gonna go tell my organic mouse family all about it.
All right.
So we kind of wanted to poke fun a little bit at like organic because it has a very kind of like, oh, hippy dippy like perception, and it does matter, but it doesn't have to be taken so seriously. So with our products, we care about organic a lot, but it's not the first piece of marketing. Like the story comes first, the quality comes first.
So I'll walk through a couple of case studies of companies that have been extremely successful at their social, well, this one is a social mission. We all know Blake Mykowski from the Tom's shoes. He essentially is a very innovative entrepreneur, and he essentially started the movement of 1 for 1 with his shoes, buying a pair of shoes and providing for a pair of shoes for a child in need. And then he launched Tom's Roasting Company, which supplies a week of supply of clean water for underserved communities in Africa as well. And he's also started like Tom's bags and Tom's
Sunglasses.
eyewear. So he's kind of like started that movement. Another company, that the Feed Project, which started by Lauren Bush. And so she feeds, for every bag purchase, you know, she provides food to underserved children in Africa. And another example of like other industry that does that is This Bar Saves Lives, and they do similar things. And Figs is an interesting one because they do medical scrubs. So they for every medical scrub purchase, they provide a scrub for in communities that need it in Africa. So they're all about longer lasting, more comfortable wear because they're standing all day, and so they provide better quality clothes for them. So this is just like a few examples of companies that's done extremely well in their social mission.
And we're inspired by these companies because the social mission is so important to us, and I think you can really build doing well in the community into your business model.
So looking at the natural and organic industry, a couple of companies that didn't start organic or natural but started to move towards there in the last few years. Prana is a yoga wear. American Apparel did start back in 2003 and then starting to pick up with their sustainability collection. And H&M with their Conscious collection that started about 2 years ago, and now they're very widely recognized for the sustainability aspect in their company. And so Amy Noss is actually an interesting one because they are a makeup company that's been around since 1958. But they do biodynamic farming. So, I don't know, some of you drink wine. So biodynamic farming, essentially the seeds are harvested during the lunar cycle. So they're all, no pesticides and, biodynamic farming using natural ingredients, vegetable colors. And we also have Gap, who started about 2 years ago. They started launching the organic baby apparel in 100% cotton. And so it's still a relatively small collection for now, but so they're starting to move towards organic as well. And obviously we know Whole Foods has been extremely successful in organic food.
Gap's a really interesting one because they actually tried to do organics like 10 years ago or something like that. And the market wasn't quite there yet. And now they're reintroducing it, and it's been wildly successful. Organics in apparel and actually also in food are getting to the place where demand is starting to outpace supply. So it is really like an interesting time for that shift in thinking about what our materials are made out of.
And that creates essentially an opportunity for us because it's a shift in consumer behavior and thinking about, in environment and social causes. So looking at baby products industry, it's a wide range of, products in everything. Most of these are, on baby registries, and it can range anything from apparel, food, furniture, creams, etc. And so I just wanted to pull up, Jessica Alba did start like an all natural products company for babies because she believed that there was too many hazardous chemicals in existing baby products. And so now she's valuated at probably $1 billion company in 2014. So she's a proven success that, there is, something to be said about natural products, especially for babies.
Yeah. And the baby space in general is a great space, kind of what we were saying before. You don't have to have a baby to buy baby products versus women's apparel, amazing, but generally women buy clothes for themselves and it's harder to buy clothing for other women. But with babies, it opens up your demographic and your shopper to a wider audience. And people are more willing to spend more on baby products because babies are well loved and protected, and you don't want to put nasty chemicals on your children's skin.
And just to touch on like expensive baby products, so the mattresses you see here, it's a crib mattress made of eucalyptus and organic wool, and so it's supposed to have breathability factors and helps baby sleep. I wonder if you guys can guess how much is like one mattress.
Any ideas?
Just take a guess.
Oh, no. Yeah. See,
that's
we're
good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's about $400 for like one mattress. It's a lot.
No, it's a good guess.
Yes. So, it's definitely an expensive product, and but parents are willing to pay for it even if the babies are sleeping in it for like 6 months.
Yeah. And that's the thing with baby products. It is a short shelf life. And part of our thinking with that is that we want to make products that last. So a lot of times people get baby clothes that have been handed down, or they're from their first baby to the sibling, and if there's a lot of fast fashion where the stuff falls apart pretty quickly, and we're looking to make things that are higher quality that last.